just gonna put that there. Maybe add a bit of that. Ah, no! Oh, sick of just trying to do this. Just not working. Well, is that at all familiar? Do you see yourself at times getting so frustrated with what you're doing that you just lose it, rip it up, toss it in the bin, and then don't paint for ages because you just can't do it? Well, hopefully this video is going to be helpful for you, because it doesn't have to be like that. So come with me and let's explore a different way of processing the paintings that you make. I've been painting for a long time, and I remember when I was, I think I was 8 years old, and I sat out in my mum and dad's back garden and I drew the washing line, and I thought I can really do this. And from that point on I wanted to paint, but what I did have at that point was a lot of insecurity, not an awful lot of experience. No one ever taught me about how to garden my thinking, if you like, or to hold my thoughts. And therefore, if I did something well that I deemed to be done well and did a good painting, then I was delighted with myself and I was an artist and I could paint. But then if I did something wrong, if it didn't look right, if it wasn't almost photorealistic, if the colours were slightly off, or the line wasn't straight enough, or the perspective wasn't right, or I hadn't mixed it right, or I didn't get the shadows, or ... what's the gap that you need to fill in? If it wasn't right in my mind, then I couldn't paint. It was awful. I was never going to be able to do it again. It was terrible. It was totally catastrophic. And it just doesn't have to be that way. Because I think that whenever you and I really entertain and play with those thoughts that accuse us that we can't paint, that this is awful, that this is terrible, and we react, we make agreement with those thoughts, we go, that's right, I can't paint, this is terrible. And just like me earlier on there, where I just rip it out of the sketchbook and destroy it, then we open the door to what is completely unhelpful, what is not going to help us, but is actually going to thwart us. Isn't thwart a great word? What we can do is close that door and open another one. The door that I'm suggesting that we open to is one of response rather than reaction. One that opens the door to critically analysing, critically meaning objective and not critically meaning negative and slating the person and their work. Critically looking at what has actually happened in the painting, what we can learn from, what we learn that actually that doesn't work for us, what we can learn to do and mature. If you research and look at many of the great artists and you see their beginnings, you'll often see that their beginnings are very dissimilar to their endings or to the maturity. And yet it also rings true what Vincent van Gogh said, that when someone asked him would his work be any better, he answered and said, it'll be the same apple, only riper. But what happens is that as we go on this journey and we explore different media and we try new things, and remember that everything that is natural to you right now in your art practice at some point was completely foreign, even down to the basis of how to hold a pencil. Somebody had to teach you how to do those things. What I want to suggest to you is that, what if you didn't react? What if you just took the mistake or the thing that you didn't like as much as one of the paving stones, one of the stepping stones onto the journey of maturity as a painter? Because there are a whole variety of people who are out there and painting. There are those that know that they have a sense of call to be an artist. There are those who are just hobby artists, they just enjoy it. There are those that don't really think too much about it and maybe once tried it in a class that they didn't really want to go to, and actually they find that it really fits for them. wherever you are along that scale, and that scale has more nuances than the three that I have mentioned, but wherever you are on that scale, what you will benefit from is holding away those thoughts that would accuse you, that would tear you down, that would tell you to sit down and to shut up as an artist or a painter or a hobbyist or however, or an illustrator or a sculptor, or however you would describe yourself to be. The drive of this video is that you just begin to reconsider reacting to what you deem to be mistakes. And instead of reacting, just stop. I get that all of those feelings are very real, but it doesn't mean that those feelings are true. It means that we can objectively wait until those feelings pass. I have a friend who puts paintings that she isn't that fond of into the naughty corner and leaves them there for a while. What I've discovered is that for paintings that I'm not that sure about, if I leave them for a while, maybe that's my naughty corner, and I come back even an hour later, I have fresh eyes to it. Some paintings that I did a couple of years ago and think were brilliant, now I'm looking back going, nah, they're all right. Others that I thought were horrendous, by the morning or even in several months, I can see actually that they were a lot better than I thought they were. So this video is about you slowing it all down, is about not reacting, is about seeing your progression as an artist as a journey and as a marathon rather than a sprint. Because getting better at anything is going to take time. It's just going to take time. So this is back to the patient painter who is thinking about their work correctly. So wherever you are, whatever journey or stage in the journey of being an artist that you're on, just be patient with your assessment of the work that you're doing. And actually, here's the other thing. If you are patient with the work that you're doing right now, it means that you're going to have the courage, rather than the word confidence, I'm using the word courage, you're going to have the courage to try something different. And you never know, because what you try today might actually be that thing that is your thing that you own and become an expert in. And you're going to be robbed of that if today, with the stuff that you're trying, you're just believing all of those thoughts that come in and say that your work's horrendous and terrible and it's never going to be any better than it is. So be encouraged. You actually can do this. If you simply, I was going to say force. Force is the wrong word, because force is about doing something against your will. Let your will work with you. Set yourself a task. Be disciplined. Paint and draw when you don't feel like painting and drawing, and you never know what can happen. Picasso said that inspiration finds you working, and I tend to agree with him. Because you're going to have days. Yesterday, I was really frustrated. I didn't get much done. And to be honest, I let it bother me a bit. But in actual fact, today I have time to paint more. And I had just started a painting yesterday, and I don't love the start of a painting. The start of a painting can be a little bit challenging, and then it tends to go through the ugly phase. There's another video to do sometime in the future. The ugly phase in the process of painting. But what I realized today is that yesterday was a bit of a different day. Yes, it didn't go exactly to plan, but all I needed to do was to slow down, to be patient, and to begin again. So I hope that this video encourages you to think differently, to process differently, to become the patient painter with your own journey as an artist. To view it as a marathon rather than a sprint. To not force yourself, but to choose to be disciplined about the process of painting. Because who knows what you could actually learn to do? Who knows who you could teach and train to be more patient, to be more peaceful, to enjoy the journey more, to trust the process. So there's some thoughts for you. There's some considerations to bear in mind as you go through those difficult paintings that you want to rip up and throw in the bin. There's another way. So have a great day. Thanks for watching this video, and be encouraged to just pick up the paintbrush, the pen, the scalpel to cut out, the tool to carve, whatever it is, whatever way it is that you're being creative, and enjoy the process. And bye for now.